Well, during your visit here in China this time, we noticed that you have witnessed the Rwanda infrastructure minister sign the letter of intent with the Chinese side on two infrastructure projects of water supply and hydropower station. So how would Rwanda to ensure it's a good business environment for Chinese investors and attract more commercial loans from the Chinese banks to support those kind of construction of the infrastructure projects?
We were delighted to have the signing of this MOU between the Rwandan Ministry of Infrastructure and the Chinese operators in the areas of water and energy. The business environment in Rwanda today is as good as it gets in terms of the policy, the laws in place, the environment that is very welcoming, that is highly professional, and we keep improving. As you know, Rwanda has been rated by the World Bank doing business as one of the best places to do actually business in the world. We are looking at models that are new to our bilateral deals, and that is, as we saw in the MOU between the Ministry of Infrastructure and the water and energy companies, models that are more daring, should I say, away from diversifying from the concessional loans, which is the traditional model we have had, and looking at partnership between the public and the private sector. And I think that is something that is going to open even more doors for Chinese companies to come to Rwanda and do business with us.
The Chinese government has been encouraging its companies to go to Rwanda and work with local companies, transfer technologies, cultivate talents, and explore new markets. But China's role in Africa has been criticized by the West as neo-colonialism. So what's your take on that?
I think it's a mistake for anybody to think that what China is doing in Africa is neo-colonialism. I think it's important for the world, for the West in particular, which is mostly where the criticism is coming from, to understand that Africa is free to choose its partners. One, two, that China is a global reality. China is here to stay, and I think as some of these Western countries do business with us in Africa, so should China. That's just the way we look at it from an African, definitely a Rwandan perspective. China is not new to Africa. This relationship is not new. But recently, one can see vital infrastructure, especially programs and projects across the continent. And that's what Africa needs. So I think it's also a bit condescending to for anybody to tell Africa what Africa needs. And I believe that with time, it will be very clear that Africa can turn west, but Africa can also turn east, and somewhere in the middle. So I think the criticism is really not is uncalled for.